Okay, what's happening, YouTube, man? For last piece, back for another one. Listen, man. I think it's safe to say, man, if you hadn't already kind of noticed, hadn't already kind of got the memo, the Chicago Sky are probably the worst team in the WNBA. Them along with the Dallas Wings, they're right now fighting for it. Though, in my opinion, I think the Dallas Wings are actually putting up more of a fight than the Chicago Sky. Chicago Sky is 0-3. And then tonight, you have a game against a game that I felt was very winnable against the LA Sparks. I get it, the Sparks are at home in LA, so it's a road game. But you're talking about a team that's shorthanded. They're without a very important key piece. Rikia Jackson. They're still kind of out there without their first pick last year, Cameron Brink. They're a team that came into this at 1-3. You know, and they are 1-2 at home. Okay, so it isn't like there's some juggernaut at home or anything like that. So this game was completely winnable. It was close in the beginning. Um, you know, they lose the first quarter by only 2 points. Second quarter, they lose as well, but only by 2 points. I mean, it's like at halftime they go down maybe 3 points, so it wasn't really bad. And then in the third quarter, that's when everything kind of fell apart. When the star of the game, Kelsey Plum, who I will talk about in a minute, kind of took over. Just going through the stats of the game. This is the first time I'm doing this for Chicago this time. Every other game was a blowout, so there was like no need to do that. Um, the teams were pretty much even from the field, man. 46% for Chicago, 47% for the Sparks. The three from the three. This is where Chicago really, really, really struggled, hitting 4 3 pointers while attempting 20%. That's just not good enough. There were good looks. There were clean looks for Vandersloot missing. There were clean looks for um, Kia Nurse, who has been a major, major disappointment. For those who believed in her, I never really felt like Kia Nurse would be the answer. I did not anticipate her being a starter this season, but this is what Marsh went with for whatever reason, and it's just definitely not working out. Whereas the Sparks, led by Odyssey Sims and definitely Kelsey Plum, were 60. They were just red hot from three, 48%. They hit 13 of them out of 27. You just can't allow that. We were fine from the free throw percent. From the free throw, rebounds pretty even, pretty much with Angel Reese pretty much getting the bulk of the rebounds for the Sky, as as normal. Assists, we allowed the Sparks to have 24 assists, which is good. That's towards the higher end of the league, around there. Where Chicago has 17 assists, which is indicative of just not good enough ball movement, man. Um, 17 isn't putrid, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. Um, Part of it too is missing shots. When you miss shots, and that hurts your assist numbers, obviously. So that was part of it. It kind of goes hand in hand. Uh, the turnover battle, lost that big time. 17 freaking turnovers, man. To the Sparks 10, which is really good. You just man, you just can't do it, man. Horrible. 3 fast break points in the whole game for Chicago. Whew, wow. Oh man. Now Chicago, where they did win, is points in the paint, which is expected. Those are where this is where Chicago's best players are. 50 to 28. Uh, but let's just talk about these players, man. Um, All right, we'll start with on a positive note, which we'll start with Angel Reese. Angel Reese had for her, solid game, 13 points, 12 rebounds. Now her defense personally was actually okay, was pretty good. She ended up with two steals, right, and she was doing some good things out there, causing havoc. A number of stuff like that. Though her plus minus is a negative 14 because the overall team defense was so bad when she's out there. Part of what goes into these types of numbers when it comes to plus minus is if you're on the court, if you're on the floor with Kia Nurse who's a minus 19, if you're on the floor with Courtney Vandersloot who's a minus 22, which is deplorable, it will affect your numbers as well because you're out there with them. So we see that Angel Reese was not surrounded with good players at all. These players are horrible. Team is just really poorly built. It could be better if some of the players that you have kind of played better, if we relied more on them. And here I'm speaking in particular, Ariel Atkins. Ariel Atkins is out with 9 points, which is unacceptable because she took only 6 shots, right? And she makes 3 of the shots. So these were two things I saw here. All right. First of all, Ariel Atkins not getting enough touches. In that fourth quarter, she didn't get the ball at all. Though earlier in the game, she was able to get to her spots in the mid range and hit 2 nice mid range shots. I was expecting that to continue through the game. Tyler Marsh does not appear to be the type of guy that has a feel for the game, has a feel for who's playing well, and he doesn't ride those players. Ariel Atkins running 27 minutes, while you have Courtney Vandersloot running 35 minutes. This is bad coaching, unacceptable coaching, where Courtney Vandersloot is just 40% from the field. She's not like carving the defense up. She only has 2 assists, and Ariel Atkins actually had 5 assists to Courtney Vandersloot's 2. So why was Vandersloot out there more than Ariel Atkins? I can't even get into what Kelsey Plum was doing to her. Kelsey Plum was just effing her around, bro. Drive right past her whenever she wants. Step back threes on her. 3 her up. She was just, it was embarrassing. Okay? Camila Cardoso was at time better. Now, part of the problem was she was in foul trouble pretty much most of the game. And it's because she's not a good pick and roll guard. She's not good at guarding the pick and roll. Okay? So on the defensive end, this was probably the major problem we had. She didn't record any blocks in this game. From the floor, though, she was fine. 6 of 9. I remember the beginning, maybe the first quarter, it didn't look great. But she picked it up later. Ends up with 12 points. 6 rebounds. To be your number 3 pick from last year, you're going to need more from Camila Cardoso. That's really just the bottom line. Something has got to be done with this lineup. This lineup is just not working. Now, one of the things I noticed earlier in the game was Rebecca Allen actually had the best game coming off the bench. Her and Ewell was solid as well. But as far as guard play, Rebecca Allen, at times, there was a point in the second quarter where she hit 2 of the 3-pointers. Okay, because you could tell what Tyler Marsh is trying to do. He's hunting 3-pointers, clearly. You can just tell by the way the offense is set up. This is what the team is hunting. Rebecca Allen hits 2 of them, okay? She's hot. She even hit one. You know how when there's a foul, there's a ball stoppage, and she just shot the ball. And it didn't count. Even that one went in. Tyler Marsh has to develop an eye for those types of things and see, okay, I have a player that's hot right now. He just has this set rotation that he seems to go with. At a certain minute point, he brings in these players. At a certain minute, he takes these players out. And Rebecca Allen, even though she had hit 2 threes in that second quarter, he still took her out of the game. those types of moves are showing me inexperience of a head coach. And I mean, this is what we see. This is why we're 0-3. It's a big part of the reason why, because of stuff like that. And it was a pivotal point in the game. You're on a seesaw. It's close. You have a chance to have a player get hot, and you ride the hot hand, man. Like every great coach that I grew up, really watching, man. Probably the coach I learned the most from was we had Billy Cunningham, um, and then another coach, Jimmy Lynam, that a lot of you may not know about, but he was a coach for the 76ers during the Barkley years. You know, Mike Fratello, coaches like that I admired. He was a guy that used to grind the clock down to the last minute. That was his thing. He almost played like keep away. You know, um, and Larry Brown. You know, these coaches, what they would do, man, is you got a guy with a hot hand, even if he's not your star. But if that's the hot hand right now, we're going to ride that person until they start missing. And I expected him to do that with Rebecca Allen in this game. He didn't. She was actually 4 of 8 from the field. Look at this, 4 of 8 from the field. You got Rebecca Allen. That's 50%, and she was 3 of 5 from the three. She hit more threes than everybody else. Why are you not riding her in that situation, man? Hopefully, this guy will at least go back to the film, see that, and then make adjustments. Like right now, this is unacceptable, man. And this is just looking like the worst team in the league right now. Uh, Now, I would be remiss, man, if I don't talk about the Sparks here because even though I primarily talk about Chicago, there were some performances by the Sparks that should be talked about more. And one of those players, man, first of all, Azurá Stevens definitely outplayed the hell out of our bigs. And one of the reasons is she can play the stretch big. She can go out there and shoot those threes, which puts players like Camila Cardoso in a difficult spot. This is why, um, for a good part of the game, Tyler Marshall was putting Camila Cardoso on Dearica Hamby, which is something you hate to see. But it was because Azurá Stevens was killing us. And, you can't really have Camila Cardoso guard the stretch bigs, the stretch centers like that. So Williams ended up getting a lot of minutes. Elizabeth Williams ended up with 21 minutes, for Camilla's 19, and that was primarily that reason. I mean, Camilla also did have the foul trouble, but primarily that was the reason as well, for defensive purposes. Um, Odyssey Sims was also very, very good, in particular in that first quarter. But the story of this game is Kelsey Plum, superstar Kelsey Plum. She really took over that game, man, in that third quarter. Stretched that lead out to double digits and pretty much didn't relinquish it to the end of the game. I mean, Chicago tried with a couple of runs like that. But whenever we did, Plum either made a play passing or she would just get to the rack, or she made threes. So she ended up with 28 points, 8 assists. It looks like Kelsey Plum. Actually happy for her. She was one of my favorite players to watch. She is one of my favorite players to watch. But I mean, like last year, she was when she was with the Aces. It almost looks like she became a scapegoat. She was kind of scapegoated by the Aces the way it looks now. To Because they figured they could upgrade. They grabbed Jewel Lloyd. That situation where we're still watching to see if that was a plus or minus for them. Most people will tell you that Jewel Lloyd, I guess, individually may be a better player than Kelsey Plum, I guess. But maybe not for the Aces. She may or may not be that. Kelsey Plum now has her own team. She's like the leader, clearly the leader out there. She's the floor general. She sets the tone. With the help of Odyssey Sims, Odyssey Sims does a lot of good little point guard work as well. But Kelsey Plum is clearly, has the reins here. And even though the team is only 2-3, she showed, that she's a little different. She made herself look different and distinguished out there. This is a player, to me, if you were like, they do all these comparisons to these NBA players. And, they try to say, who is, the Steph Curry of the league. She's changing the league. No, really, if I was to pick a player that reminds me of Steph Curry, in the W, for me, it would be Kelsey Plum. It would be Kelsey Plum. Whereas Enrique kind of reminds you more of Kyrie Irving. Kelsey Plum would be the Steph Curry to me. She's the player she's little, goes out there. She knows how to play on ball, know how to play off ball. She has a serious bag, man. Go left, right. She just has a bag. Has the handle. Has the whole nine. Has the mid range scoring. Has the long range scoring. Can get to the rack. Excellent from the free throw line. Just the whole package. When you're talking about those scorers, man. She's a pure, flat-out scorer, and she took over this game in spectacular fashion. Was a plus 19. Pretty much the whole team were good on the plus side. And primarily because they were just knocking down those threes in this particular game. They have a good looking rookie over there, Sarah Ashley Barker, who had a solid game as well. Went out there and got 9 points. She was 2 of 4 from the field. She had a little foul trouble, but she had a really good, solid game. Man, that's kind of what I got on that, man. Chicago, I don't know, man. I don't know what there to do to try to turn this around. I don't know if they got I don't know if they have the personnel to do it. I think they do, but I don't understand this guy's rotations. Maddie Westbeld, he just didn't play her at all, and I don't understand why. You have Michaela Onyenwere, who's being pretty much useless, and he gives her 8 minutes. Why not try Maddie Westbeld, see how she looks? Haley Van Lith, I believe, is dealing with an ankle situation, so who knows how we would look if maybe she had played tonight. I don't know. I guess she's still just that little string of hope that you have to see. I'm still looking forward to seeing a backcourt with Haley and Ariel. I think you got to start thinking like that, man. Just have a backcourt, with Ariel Atkins, Haley Van Lith. Ariel Atkins has got to be talked to, though. Like, you are here to score. We want you having the ball in this offense and deciding where things go. She got you 5 assists today. She was efficient from the floor. And then what happened with Haley Van Lith? She gives you a little bit more speed out there, man. That can help you in transition. She actually can knock down the 3-pointer, which is what you need. And I get it tonight if she's hurt, but she can shoot. Maddie Westbeld actually has a little bit of range. Why are you not playing these players? And why is Rachel Banham getting 17 minutes, going 1 for 4 from the floor, being a complete, cone on defense? I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. What do you have to lose at this point? The team is 0-3. What do you have to lose? So, here we are so far. Coach Marsh, horrible again. At least finally once he actually challenged a defensive call or a ref call where Elizabeth Williams, was defending Derrica Hamby, and she goes straight up, and it clearly isn't a foul. It was a push off on the part of Hamby that the officials missed, and he challenges it, and they win the challenge. Wow. Finally, he did something. I would say that's probably the first good thing that I can recognize that he did. I'm sure he may have done something good at some point, but that That's the only thing I can see. I can remember. So Marsh gets another failing grade for me, man. Gets another failing grade. Um, Angel Reese, she kind of bounced back a little bit. I thought she had a solid game tonight. Not a problem. Not enough to win, obviously, but solid. Camilla was not great on defense, but she did some good things out there. I saw a couple of moves that she used that I didn't see her use before. So hopefully she can build on that. Courtney Vandersloot was pretty awful today. I think she ran way too many minutes. I see 11 points here, but it's 4 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 5 from three. She man, I did not know she was that terrible at shooting. I really didn't. Kia Nurse couldn't decide of a barn from three, though she was 4 of 9 from the day. A lot of that are little layups, underneath the basket and stuff like that. And the Ariel Atkins very disappointing. She's just not aggressive enough. And why Tyler Marsh is not making sure she's more aggressive blows my mind. Blows my mind. So that's pretty much what I got on that game, man. Please hit the like button, man. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. Comment. Let me know what you think. What's up with Chicago? Are they done? Are they going to lose the rest of the games of the year? Most of them. Are they still have a chance to make the playoffs? Just let me know what you guys are thinking, man. Right now, I'm really down on this team. Um, I don't see them turning it around unless, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. Um, but knowing me, next game I'll probably be trying to find a way to say they're gonna win. Hey, I can't help it. All right, so yeah, thanks for coming through. All right, peace out.